Hi everyone, Rebecca here with Rebecca Trades. All right, this video is for the two people who asked for a video of my setups. Actually, they didn't even ask for a video, they just asked for my 3 setups. So here it is. I have 1 episode of Bluey to get this done, so let's get into it. These are the 3 setups I use to get a payout. A payout with Tradeify, and it is the minimum payout that I can take, but that's fine. I need to pay off my account, I need to pay back myself for what I spent on the accounts. So, and I also have 3 other funded accounts. Humble brag. All right, so let's look at it. I have 3 setups. Okay, I'll go over them. I have let's pull up a chart. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, hold on a second. Let's start here, okay? This is my bread and butter trade. And yes, I'm a short trader, not short in height. I'm like pretty average actually, like in height, but I'm a short seller. I know I might be missing opportunities long. That's fine. You can tell me if you want. Actually, if you comment that, my engagement goes up, so that's really helpful. But I know, but my stats really tell me that I should short the market when the opportunity presents and sit on my hands when it doesn't. So here's my entry. We see, actually I'll just tell you what's on my chart. I have the opening range, 15-minute opening range high, the 15-minute opening range low. I have the initial balance low here in blue, and I have the New York VWAP in blue and the low of day VWAP in purple. Okay, so a couple things I want to check before I enter in a trade short. I want to see that the VIX is up. I want to see that the delta on bookmap is red, negative. I want red stocks. And I just want to make sure that there's, like I use Edgeful. Shout out to Edgeful. You can use my code Rebecca. Just saying. Shameless plug. Now, I use their stats to tell me the likelihood of a double break, usually before I enter into a trade. But this one already broke. The opening range high and low have broken. So that's what I mean, a double break of the opening range. So we see a strong bar down here and so the opening range low has been broken once. I do not chase that breakout. It pulls back nicely to the New York VWAP, holds the New York VWAP. I know some people enter here on this. This is not my trade. I wait for it to break back below the opening range low and the low of day VWAP. I don't know why I didn't enter on this candle here. That's really the candle that I should have entered on. Probably my child was yelling at me for like a cheese string or something, so I entered on the 2 candles later. It's fine. And you gotta put your stop, so I'll tell you what happened here. You gotta put your stop above the previous structure high, and that's where my original stop was. It should be noted that, and actually another thing should be noted here that I didn't mark down, as this pulled back and held opening range low again and broke below again, further confirming my short, I added in on this candle. So once I add in, I move my stop to follow the New York VWAP. If this comes and pops above the New York VWAP, I don't want to still be in it. It could pop above and then come right back down, but then I got to be ready to re-enter. I make sure that I can get at least 2 trades. No, not at least 2 trades out of my day. So I size in accordingly. A lot of people ask me my size, 3 to 5 micros, and then if I see another confirmation here, I'll add in 2. Then I move my stop to make sure that my risk is the same and that it will invalidate my trade at that stop still. So I hold this trade all the way down, and then I got spooked out by a large block of orders up above, and I closed my short here for 21 points. It did continue to fall. That's okay. Another thing to note here, that just with the initial balance low, Edgeful tells us that once an initial balance on one side has been broken, it's very unlikely that the other side is going to be broken. You can measure the distance and check the exact statistic, but just something to note here. So that's that trade. Now, let me look here. I have them open. I don't want to show that one because it's not a trade that I take. Okay, here's something to note. These are the trades that I used to take, and I have taken them out of my armor. Oh my gosh. I've taken them out of my playbook. There you go. Should not try and be cool with sayings because I'll screw them up. So quickly, we see price has fallen down. It's pulled back. It has falls again, and I enter on the break of the low of day VWAP. Now, for whatever reason, I didn't enter here. I don't know why. I probably was doing, I don't know, daycare drop off or something, but I missed the move. That's fine. Now, it pulls back because I've missed this move. I shouldn't have entered here, to be honest. I shouldn't have. Now my playbook setup is it needs to pull back to the New York VWAP. It doesn't have to be the opening range low. It's nice that it's together, but it has to pull back to the New York VWAP and hold the New York VWAP. So this here now is my second setup that I use. So if I miss the first trade for whatever reason and now I have FOMO, or I took the first trade and maybe it was red or green, it does not matter. I need and I must wait until the price pulls back to the New York VWAP and holds it and bounces to enter in the trade. Why? I have more confidence in that trade. We see again and again and again, time and time again, if it is a trending bearish day, which it is here, lower lows, lower highs, if it's going to continue lower, it will hold that New York VWAP. If not, my stop is way better, way smaller. It happens. So this, I look at this and I see 3 trades. I see one, not very much, not quite as much of a fall there, but I see one here. I see one, I see 2, but you'd have to be prepared to get out the low of day VWAP if it kind of pulls back here. So that would be a small risk reward. I see a 3rd entry here, and I should have gotten out here in profit, and I didn't. I don't know why. Probably because I thought it was going to continue going down. I'm trying to, read if it's a trending day. I'd see if I can hold out a little bit longer. But it pulls back here, and here's another entry right here. And that one falls. That one falls like 50 points. So I got out at 30 points here, and I pulled it at the previous day's New York VWAP. So that's my second trade. A pull back to the New York VWAP and a hold and bounce of the New York VWAP. Okay. And my third trade right here. Let me show you. Yeah, this is a good one. So my third trade is a short from the opening range high to the opening range low. Whether it's to go for the double break stat that you can see, I measured out here before, I looked it up, it's a 60% likelihood. Again, thanks to Edgeful. We have a very bullish open, which influences where I take my profit here. You got to be able to be a bit flexible with profit taking, especially in these markets where things can just come right against you. So I'm not worried about risk reward. I'm worried about profit and preserving my profit and my capital. So we see here that we do have the initial opening range high break, and we see a pullback into the opening range. I enter here and I pull out for profit at the New York VWAP at 8 points. Same thing happened again. I see the opening range high, nice rejection of it. That says opening range low, but that's wrong. I said, I don't think this is a bearish day, but we might see a double break. So I enter in here, and I do see that this candle here is a strong bearish candle that breaks below the New York VWAP. It might shoot up right against me, and then I'll take a small win or a break even, but it goes 14.5 points. So for these trades, I'm more likely to move my stop to break even and re-enter if it presents, because you can see it re-entered the setup presents quickly again. And that it might just continue to happen. But I'm not looking for this. Once it breaks up above, I'd rather get out at break even than re-enter right away. Whereas when it's clearly a trending bearish day, I'm less likely to do that. I'm more likely to let my trades play out. Here's the last one I'll show you here. So FYI, bad entry here. The price did not break back into the opening range, and I entered anyways to trigger heavy. trigger happy. This is back in November. I have since grown. So here we see a break back into the opening range low. It holds really nicely. I enter in here. It tries to break out above and it didn't. So if I, for example here, if this price came back up out of opening range high and pushed up back again higher, I would get out of it. And then I would re-enter again like I did here. 1, 2. Keeping maybe my win rate for these trades are super low, but my risk reward is higher. I don't really care about risk reward. I care about money, but just a thing to be noted. So here I enter into this trade for the short to the opening range low. I add in as it breaks below the New York VWAP, and like I said, I moved my stop to break even. Not interested in this flipping against me, and out at opening range low. And we can see here it falls below a bit and then comes right back up. So those are my 3 setups, my 3 trades. Yeah, again, this is for the 2 people who asked me. I really hope that you 2 individual people enjoyed this video. For everyone else, I'd love if you liked, subscribed, shared, tell your grandma, all those fun things. It really helps me out. I love that. And I just love that some people get value out of this. That's awesome to me. And I'm doing a shameless plug that if you want to use my code, Rebecca, you can use it for Edgefold, Tradeify, Tradezilla, and the Futures Desk, a new firm that I'm with, and I love them. So I'm going to make a video about them later on, but they're awesome. They have a really quick street to live program, live trading. So anyways, check them out and you can use my code, Rebecca. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great day and a great week. And I hope you survived FOMC. Bye.